Only do it July, August, and September. And even then, at night, it would be way down below freezing. Barren is the word. It was only used really as a fuel stop, which was necessary in those days as the planes weren't capable of flying all the way across the ocean. They had to pick up gas, and they hadn't even gotten tankers ready to fill them at that point. Those tents are where my men lived when we were up there. And that's our warehouse area. Shot of the runway we were having to patch. They did have a few mountains there. Most of them, of course, as you see, bare. Literally no trees, just a little bit of grass and a few weeds and flowers in the spring. In that little lake there, you could catch some of the best Arctic char, and we did do it quite often. Now we have jumped back into Newfoundland. This is Harmon Air Force Base over at St. John's, Newfoundland. And this is Lake Quidi-Vidi, they call it, Quidi-Vidi. Only little seaplanes would take off from that. And it was about 10 miles from the Harmon Air Force Base to where we had the runways for the aircraft to go. But that was the capital of Newfoundland, so politics still plays a lot in the military. In fact, it's always played a lot. Quite a nice little plane. Couldn't have got more than one big moose in that, could he? But they sure went moose hunting from those planes. Now we're coming back to Ernest Harmon Air Force Base, looking at the runways in the winter and the equipment that we had to have to clean it. The tank farm down at Port Harmon where the ships came in. We're back into Stephenville now. That was the groceteria that we had in those days. Dress shop. Now this would be in 1954 here. There's a better shot of the groceteria. And Russell Service Station. He was a brother to the Russell's plumbing shop. Both quite characters. Incidentally, Gus Russell at the plumbing shop, they had 19 children. There's old King up on top, and of course the king of all whiskey bottles for the GI. This is the winter of '54, looking across Moonshine Valley Road from Stephenville. Looks like a lake, but it's just frozen ground. I suppose you'd say that since these were taken in 1953 and 4, they've held up pretty well. We've moved to Corner Brook, Newfoundland now, which is about 64 miles from Stephenville, going up north. And that is the The largest pulpwood mill in the world, Bowaters Pulpwood Mill there. That is at that time. Again, this is 1954. And they did have a lot of pulpwood in that pile. Going into the Glen Mill Inn, which was the #1 spot in Corner Brook, of course, 5-star hotel. Not half as good as the home of the priest, though. That Catholic priest was doing okay, wasn't he? Quite a nice garden area he had. This is shots of Corner Brook itself, the city and the housing developments around it. The neighborhood of a 60,000 populated place at that time. On the west coast, it was the biggest, of course, industrial city. We went from there to Gander, which is at the northern part, to get to St. John's on the only one road that reached from Port aux Basques to Argentia Naval Station way over on the southwest coast, I beg your pardon, southeast coast of Newfoundland. The lake above Corner Brook